And I both want to say our politics is not intended to be a space where you show your greatest identity or community, where it's just
Mm,
a sense of like a lawn sign or a t-shirt. Sometimes those can be fine, they're not
right.
immoral, but we treat all of our politics like it's just about showing off who I am and what community I belong to, which is not a great way of doing politics. Because if
No.
your way of engaging politically is showing everyone who you are and what community you belong to, you can't compromise. It's your identity we're talking about. It's if you're a good
Yeah.
person, if you're one of the good guys and not the bad guys, you can't compromise. You can't change your mind. You can't say, well, in this election, this feels like the pressing issue, but maybe in the next election, it'll be a different issue. You can't do any of that because politics is about showcasing your identity and your sense of community. And the other part that I think is troubling about this way of engaging politically is that it limits politics to just this one, often presidential vote.
Mm,
Sometimes we'll talk a little bit more broadly than that. Maybe we'll talk about national politics, but still, we tend to think my politics is boiled down to this one vote that has to represent everything I care about and believe in. And for Christians, then, everything I think God cares about. And then we don't recognize that politics, in a just really broad sense, means building a common life together. So,
mm,
yes, we can vote for certain candidates that we think represent values that we care about or that might fight for policies we think are good. But politics also includes holding those leaders accountable, right? So you voted for them and they start doing things you don't think are good. Having some sense of responsibility to write a letter or show up to a meeting. It also means just building relationships with your literal neighbors. There's been a real
yeah.
breakdown of any sense of neighborhood in most American contexts. So
Yep.
part of the check the box issue is, well, you haven't really treated politics like the thing it is if you think it's just a space for you to show who you are. But also, that one vote is just one small part of your political life. It shouldn't be a box I've checked. It should be, okay, I've participated in this meaningful way. It is important, but it's one small part of a whole life that includes volunteering at a community center, that involves bringing a casserole to your next door neighbors, that involves local politics, which we can get into more. But
Yeah.
it involves so many other things